Okay, hi boys. I just want to talk about the excellence. Sorry, the excellence answer. Just a little bit. Sorry I didn't get this message out earlier, but what I've got here is the graphs. Oh, let's shoot down here a bit more. Got the graphs that we're working on for our practice task. So what we need to do for excellence is we need to change this graph here. 360. No, that one. This one. 360 degrees pricing plan to be cheaper all the time than the other companies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it for now, and I'm going to try and make all my costs cheaper than this. So the first way is really simple. I'm just going to start with a y-intercept at 0 and have a gradient that's lower than all the other gradients. That'll definitely make it cheaper. So that'll just be C is equal to 60m. And when I do that in my excellence answer, I want to write my equation, I want to draw my graph, and I want to explain what 60m means. So it means each month they have to pay $60, its monthly cost is $60, and that there's no fixed charge or startup cost or whatever. I didn't really read the context myself, but there was some context in there about what the y-intercept means if they have to pay some money to set it up, or was it a modem? Anyway, let's go to that again. That was one way. You get 1 E mark for doing that, but you don't get an excellence. You need to get 2 E marks to get excellence. So if we look at this graph, I've got a few extras on there at the moment, but if I look at trying to make it cheaper, the second way, I could do a piecewise function, so where there's 2 parts of the graph. So if I look at this green one I'm trying to start making, I've made sure that it stays lower. I've just drawn it on somewhere to make sure it stays lower than everything. So I've gone up to 6 months and I've stopped. I've kept it pretty close to all the other graphs, and I'm just going to work out the gradient from there. So the gradient of this graph is going up by 400 and across by 6. So my gradient is equal to 400 over 6. And the y-intercept is 0, so that's an easy first part. I don't have to write this out as a number. I can just write it as 400 over 6m if I want to in my answer. Be careful, this m means gradient, not the months in this case. This is the gradient. Don't get confused. Okay, so in Desmos, that means I can create that part of the graph. C is equal to 400 over 6m. It's like 66 point something. 66.67 m, but 400 over 6. Even more accurate. Okay, so now my second part of the graph, I need to keep it lower all the way up until here. Definitely, because to keep it under there. And if I keep the gradient less than all the other gradients, it's going to stay beneath the other 2 lines as well. I think one of these stops after 12 months. So need to keep it under here, so maybe I want it to end up about there. Or you could just think, okay, I'm just going to go up every 2, I'm going to go up every square, and it works out as well. So it's a bit of trial and error. So that's what I did here. Did a few dots as I'm going up, and I'm going to look at the gradient of that part. So if I was to draw a line here, it would be going along to up 100. So going 2 months every 100. So let's connect this with a straight line. My very wonky straight line. Okay. So that would make my gradient 50. So far I'd have equation C is equal to 50m. So now I need to work backwards. I need to work out what it would have been along my y-axis. If I keep going down, along, I'm going to end up probably not there, probably higher. I know it's higher, somewhere around about there. You could continue your line going down. That's one way you could do it. You could use your ruler, take your ruler. I haven't worked out how to use this ruler yet, but line it up with the new line you've created and rule it down and figure it out. Mathematically, to work it out, if your ruling is not that accurate, we can go back and see how much would go down if we were to go across 5 months. So, or 6 months, sorry. So gradient's 50m for 6 months. That's going to mean it's going to be $300. So that means if we're going backwards, I'm going to go down 300, which would take me to 100 to get to here. So that would make it my y-intercept. So I would end up there if I continued the line going. So my equation would be C equals 50m plus 100. And I can put that in. Am I still recording? Yep. I can put that in. 50m plus 100. Now this is just one way of doing it. There are so many ways you could do it. So another way could be, let's get rid of that one. Could have started with there. I could have drawn a flat line across here and then gone up. I could have drawn a whole bunch of these in different places and made them lower all the time. So these straight line, these step graphs. There's so many different opportunities, so many different ways you could do it. But think of a way that's going to be easiest for you to work out the equation. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. Make sure you're studying for the test. Go over the practice one you did. I had a couple of emails. People ask me questions, which is good. Keep them coming. I'll check them over the weekend. All right. Have a good few days off. See you on Tuesday.